Welcome to Get to Know Goizueta. Today we'll be speaking to executive MBA students at Emory Goizueta Business School, and we'll learn a lot about their experiences, their background, and ultimately what solidified their decision to be a part of the executive MBA program. We look forward to your enjoyment and education as you learn more about Goizueta. Hi, I'm Devin Qualls, and I'm an executive MBA student at the Emory University Goizueta Business School. And I'm joined by fellow executive MBA student, Mr. Tom Owston. Tom is going to take us through his background, share some of his insights, his learning, and ultimately share what it's like to be in the famed MBA program at Goizueta Business School. Tom, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Devin. Great to be here, and also an honor to be in class with Devin. We've had a really great time getting to know each other. And I'll start with a brief introduction. So Tom Owston, classmate of Devin at Emory, and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Rubicon, which is a publicly traded technology company in the waste and recycling industry.
Awesome, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you for getting out there on that. So can you talk to us? Our viewers don't know you like I've had the pleasure and privilege of getting to know you. So can you just take us a little bit through your background and all the amazing things you've done?
Absolutely. So background or journey, as I'll call it. I started my career in finance, actually, at Merrill Lynch in 2008. Crazy time to be in the industry. And I spent that time reflecting around, what do I want to do if I'm not going to stay in this industry? And I ended up leaving and joining a startup in the waste and recycling industry at that time. It was a tech company, or green tech as it was called back then. And who would have thought that at a 22-year-old entering that space, that many years later I'm still talking trash. And the time I've spent in this industry has been driven by the environmental as well as social impact that I've wanted to have in my career. And that has brought me to a couple of different organizations within the industry. I spent some time in renewable energy as well. But the career has moved me from Boston to New York City, to California, to Atlanta, and now I live right outside of Philadelphia. But I'm very passionate about what I do. My company's tag is we're on a mission to end waste. And specifically at Rubicon, I now oversee our entire go-to-market strategy, which includes our account management team, customer service team, sales development team, sales team, and customer onboarding team, with the service operation model as a whole reporting up through me.
And Tom, I've gotten to know you, like I said, and you are a jack of all trades and a master of many. And so, you know, that you wear many hats, you have so many experiences. So I'm curious if you can share with the viewers, what was your motivation to get your MBA? You're in the C-suite, you talk trash for a living and do it well. What were the motivations for you to come here?
Absolutely. I really had a lot of reflection, because as a 27-year-old, I considered going full-time to business school. But at that point, I then had the opportunity to move to San Francisco and build up a strategy for the West Coast for my company at the time. So I missed that opportunity. And in the back of my mind, I had thought, okay, I've gone through a lot of processes and growth and led teams, and specifically being in sales, a lot of sales experience you learn on the job. But when reflecting, I realized I wanted to round out my background with learning more about accounting, learning more about M&A, because even though I've been a part of these meetings and I've been in charge of revenue, I didn't necessarily feel I had the nuts and bolts grasp of that information. And at this stage in my career, having gone through our SPAC transaction when my company became a publicly traded company, I also felt that I wanted to know a little bit more. You know, I wanted to take that experience that I had had in the real world, and I wanted to combine it with some academic background, which I knew would only make me stronger. And although I'd lived through business cases, in fact, two experiences I had, one at a company called Big Belly and then at Rubicon, these companies and the work that I had been doing were featured in Harvard business case studies. So I felt I had lived the case study, but I never actually studied it. And I really wanted to have that to round out my overall experience.
That's awesome. And I'm recalling so many things, you know, at nearly our 1 year mark, right, in the program. So you come from, you know, business case studies in the real world to our case studies here in the program, which is super demanding when you think of your personal life and your professional life and now your educational pursuits. So can you talk through how do you manage all the demands of what life requires for you outside of the program in conjunction with what life requires for you within the program?
Yes, I would call it compartmentalized harmony.
Okay.
Is my slogan when I'm thinking about this question. You have your life as your work job, then you have your school, then you have family life. Now, being in school, you have to understand that when you're in a class, you're thinking about the content of the class and you're focused there, you're 100% present. And when you're at work, you're not thinking about the assignment that you have in class. And with your family, you really need to be present as well. So learning how to be present for each situation, but at the same time, understand how to harmonize across so that I'm a better employee because of things I'm learning in the classroom. And I'm a better classmate to Devin and others because of things I'm learning in the real world. And also, I'm setting a great example for my family as well, taking on this endeavor and constantly trying to be a better person so I can be a better family member and contributor to society. The other piece I would say, and I live my life by this slogan, is one day at a time. It can be incredibly overwhelming, but if you just take it one day at a time, one class at a time, one quota assignment at a time, it starts to become far more manageable.
I don't know that I'm there yet, but that compartmentalized harmony, I think I'm gonna have to borrow some of that. Hopefully I can trademark that. So, thinking through the future, right? So you got all this going on, you've ascended to the famed C-suite. What's next for you as we look at that day, May 9th of 2025, when we graduate out the program, when you outpace and you get your MBA, what's next? What are your future aspirations?
Yeah, I think unlike others, I didn't necessarily want to pivot my career. A lot of people go back to business school to make a strong pivot. I do love sales, revenue, growth. I know that is where my knack is. So it's not necessarily that I'm looking for a different job or a career. What it was more about was making myself the strongest leader I could be for my team, for Rubicon. And I knew that this would only complement that. So my next step would be to continue to be the best I can be for my company, for the cause, the mission that I'm on. And I've also done deep moral inventory of what really makes Tom Owston tick, right? And what am I motivated by? And it really is bringing my team with me, bringing my group, seeing everyone perform. That's what really motivates me. So I want to continue to have impact in the people I work with, and this will positively help that. And if the why is strong enough, the how is easy. So I know my why. Now the how, if that means I'll be a CEO or if that means a public service career down the road, that will unfold as long as I stay strong to my true north.
I love that. It's amazing. So you're talking about a lot of things, right? What we've learned in the program and the sharpening that comes along with it. So thinking about our future prospective MBAs, so 26, 27, up to 30 and beyond, what would you say to aspiring MBAs who are evaluating Goizueta as a future place to get their executive MBA?
Yeah, for me, I had the privilege of working with a few people who had graduated from this program, and I thought very highly of them and their experience. So that's what originally really drew me to this program. The other big factor is that someone who's very busy in their career, you need a program that meets you where you are. And the fact that I can sign up for this executive MBA, I can opt to do it in person, I can opt to do it online or in hybrid, and I can move between that format, is unlike anything I've ever seen before for an executive MBA program. And I did my research heavily. And not coupled with the fact that Emory's really great people. They do a phenomenal job with admissions to bring in people like yourself and others that you're interviewing, where I'm blown away and totally humbled by the people that I get to learn with here. So my suggestion would be for any prospective students to take a hard look at this program and for why you are trying to do it and how it fits in your goal, and know that this is a program that will meet you where you are.
That's awesome. So, Tom, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'm grateful that you were able to share more and let our viewers and audience know more about you.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
thank you so much, Devin.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us today. To learn more about the Executive MBA program and other programs offered at Goizueta Business School, please visit us at goizueta.emory.edu.